visited and supported. But me, I was visiting her every day. At that point, I was like, this is more important. I need to focus on my wife.
Papoose recently opened up about the sacrifices he made for Remy Ma and how they've impacted his career. He shared his unwavering support for her during her tough moments, only to feel like it was all in vain.
Yo, you can't do this. You got to focus on your career. And I was like, yo, I don't care about that. So everything just got worse for me at that time. Like, my whole world came crashing down.
Remy Ma and Papoose have grabbed the headlines once again, but this time it's not for their heartwarming love story. Unfortunately, Remy Ma has recently found herself in the spotlight due to allegations of cheating on Papoose while she was in prison. Their relationship spans an impressive 15 years, which is why the news of their alleged breakup has sent shockwaves through their dedicated fan base.
I hit rock bottom around that time, man. Like, it was real bad.
Papoose's recent revelations paint a picture of his unwavering support for his wife during challenging times. However, it seems that Remy didn't value his support at all. Remy had a tough time. She spent 6 long years in prison starting in July 2007. This happened because of an incident at a nightclub in Manhattan, where Makita Barnes Joseph got shot. Rye was convicted for assault, possession of weapons, and attempted coercion on May 13, 2008. She got an 8-year prison sentence, but she always maintained that the shooting was accidental. Back in the days, rappers often threw big parties, and just like any other rapper, Remy Smith and her friends were in the mood for a party, but things took a bad turn around 4:00 a.m. when an argument started. The argument was between Remy Ma and her then-friend Makita Barnes Joseph. Remy accused Joseph of taking $3,000 from her. She had asked Joseph to hold her purse, but when she got it back, the money was gone. As they were leaving the party, Remy approached Joseph's car and tried to grab her purse back. She even had a cocking gun with her. They began fighting over the purse, and during the struggle, a gunshot went off, hitting Joseph in the abdomen. Remy left her expensive Cadillac nearby and took a taxi away from the scene. The police soon identified Remy as the shooter and issued a warrant for her arrest. She faced charges of assault, criminal possession of a weapon, and attempted murder. During the trial, Remy claimed that the gun went off accidentally and she didn't mean to shoot her. Her attorney brought in a ballistics expert who explained that Remy might have reflexively pulled the trigger during the struggle. The attorney also argued that Remy was actually the victim that tonight. However, the gun from which Remy shot was never found. The prosecutor pointed out that after Smith shot Joseph, she didn't do what most people would. She didn't check if Joseph was hurt, call for medical help, or take her to the hospital. Instead, she ran. McIntosh said the reason she ran fan was because she knew what happened in the car. Your friend is shot. Do you run or do you call 911? Papoose at that time was Remy's boyfriend. Through it all, Papoose stood by her side. He never cheated on her or even talked to other women while she was in prison. He was incredibly loyal and supportive. Papoose's love for Remy was so strong that he was even ready to marry her while she was in prison. But things took a risky turn when he got caught trying to help her escape from prison. He even narrates a story. When he was thrown into the cell, he was willing to take a big legal risk for her, which shows just how deep his love was. And he threw me in a cell. However, because of this, he couldn't see Remy for 6 months, which delayed their wedding plans. Eventually, they exchanged their vows over the phone. Since then, Remy and Papoose have become the ultimate couple goals. They welcomed their daughter Reminisce in 2018, and their relationship has been wonderful ever since. Papoose has consistently chosen to stand by Remy's side through thick and thin. Papoose said he has to honor his queen. If she disagrees with something, he has to take her perspective into consideration going forward. He even called her queens of all queens. However, things have taken a surprising turn in their relationship because Remy is currently caught up in a cheating scandal. The surprising part is that she isn't denying it. This situation is quite sad because, as we all know, Papo has always been incredibly loyal to Remy no matter what. Papo's career suffered big time because of Remy Ma's imprisonment back in the late 90s. Papoose had all the makings of the next big rapper from New York, and he was really close to making it happen. He's best known for his association with DJ K-Slay, his classic mixtapes, and his outspoken stance on various injustices through his music.
More money on television than I ever made in music.
He had the perfect look for the era, came from the hip-hop hub of New York, where some of the greatest MCs in history hailed from, and had the support of the legendary hip-hop figure Case. He was a determined rapper who kept dropping mixtape after mixtape, song after song, slowly building a following. In the streets, his first break came when he appeared on Cool Gap's Roots of Evil album with the track Home Sweet Funeral Home. In 2004, DJ Casey, a local radio personality, had a weekly session where he featured Red unsigned artist Papoose. Hearing about this opportunity, decided to create a song for Casey's show. What made him stand out was his bold idea to personally hand the song to Clay at the radio station. He thought this might give him a chance to WAP for Kelly and put a face to the name. However, when weeks passed and his song didn't get played, Papoose grew frustrated. He visited the station again, even calling into Clay's show to express his disappointment. Clay's response was blunt. He told Papoose that not everyone could rap, suggesting he become a firefighter instead. Despite this initial setback, Papoose persisted. When Casey left the radio station, he found Papoose and his crew waiting outside. This confrontation led to a conversation, and Casey developed a liking for Papoose. He not only played Papoose's song on the radio, but also signed him to his Street Sweepers imprint as a featured artist. Papoose's career started to take off after he performed Alphabetical Slaughter Live in 2005, winning the Best Underground Artist award. Busta Rhymes also became a fan, featuring Papoose on the remix of his hit single Touch It. This attention attracted major record labels, and Papoose eventually signed a $1.5 million deal with Jive Records. However, his journey took a difficult turn as he faced resistance within the label. Some executives tried to control him and hinder his career by delaying his debut album's release, The Nasara Dream. Despite his potential, this interference caused him to miss his moment in the music industry. Frustrated by these setbacks and the label's actions, Papoose decided to leave Jive Records. After just a year after leaving J Records in 2007, Papoose had to start from scratch. But this time he had more freedom. He decided to use his platform to share knowledge and important messages through his songs, shining a light on injustices like false imprisonment and harassment faced by black hip-hop artists from what's often called the hip-hop police. One of his songs, Chair, drew attention from the real police, those hip-hop police officers. They began targeting Papoose, showing up at his live shows, harassing him, and even bothering his fans. This harassment scared away fans from attending his future shows, which ultimately led to him being sidelined once again. On top of that, Papoose faced a lawsuit from the Sam Cooke estate over a sample in one of his songs, which hindered its success. Newspapers also launched a character assassination campaign against him, trying to tear down his music and his message. His strong militant voice against the establishment couldn't withstand these challenges, and he paid the price with the silencing of his voice. Being a silent rapper felt like a waste of time in the industry. The final chapter of Papoose's career is a bit ironic, reflecting how hip-hop changed over time. Back when Papoose was trying to make his mark, hip-hop was all about free expression, with lyrics taking center stage over the music. However, as we moved into the early 2000s, money became a big part of the game. Instrumentals weren't just a backdrop, they were essential to make people dance, or at least nod their heads. One criticism Papoose faced was that his beat choices didn't match up to his lyrics, creating an imbalance. Meanwhile, rappers like Jay-Z, Nas, Lil Wayne, and others found the right balance between beats, lyrics, and towing the line of politics. Papoose's music leaned heavily towards lyrics that were super lyrical but lacked the groove that got people moving. He ended up being seen as a knowledge rapper who couldn't be easily promoted because of it. Without proper promotion, his potential slowly faded, and he found himself confined to the underground rap scene, unable to break into the mainstream. In 2013, his debut album finally dropped and received great reviews within the hip-hop community. However, it didn't explode as it should have. When it was initially supposed to be released 7 years earlier, it entered the charts at number 97 on the US Billboard 200 and number 13 on the US Billboard Top R&B and Hip Hop albums, with first week sales of 5,000 copies in the United States. This cemented Papoose as an artist who didn't quite reach his full potential in the industry.